All right. So I guess Renato is also, but you're actually going to come up? Holla! Let's give it up for Renato. Yes.
Thank you. That's good. So before I start, I want to say what I'm going to do. My mom always told me that when you perform, you tell them what you're going to do before you do it. Yes. So I want to say that my favorite type of poetry is epic poetry. So the Iliad, the Odyssey, Beowulf, these are my favorite stories. And I like things that have an adventure and have magic swords and stuff like that. In 2018, I started writing my own epic poetry, and quickly found from other people I shared it with that I was no good at it. But I figured the only way to improve is to keep on practicing, so I kept on doing. I made four short epic poems. And one day in 2019, I took the one that I thought was best and shared it with a friend of mine, having had a little more practice. And he said, I think children would like this. He said, I think this would make a good children's book, which was positive. I hadn't thought it was doing it for children, but I think part of what he was thinking was, your poem isn't quite at the level where adults would appreciate it, but maybe kids would. So I stopped doing it about that time, 2019, and haven't picked up a pen ever since. But when I found the Poets Passage, I recently moved to Puerto Rico, found the Poets Passage, came here last week, and I was so inspired by what I saw here that I was like, I want to do it again. Yeah. Hello. So I'm going to share a poem, the beginning of an epic poem that I'm starting about Perseus, the Greek hero who slayed Medusa, and so that's what I'm going to read for you today, or recite for you today. Perseus and Medusa, Chapter 1, The Birth of Perseus. Give ear, O hearer, to my tale, and I shall sing a song of that destructive Perseus, the valiant, the strong. I sing his vaunted vows and oaths that vied to find him woes. I sing his voyages afar to vanquish fearsome foes. My song begins in Argos, where our hero shall be born. Of all of Greece's cities, this one was most sadly torn. For though they seemed at peace without, a war was waged within, between their princes Protus and Acrisius, the twins. Their quarrel started at their birth, and never did it cease, for jealousy and greed consumed their hearts and stole their peace. For though their father gave them vineyards, horses, fields, and cattle, they each desired the kingdom for himself and fell to battle. And in the war Acrisius first gained the upper hand, until his twin, to keep his life, departed from the land. He crossed the sea and found a realm of cyclopses and men, and marrying their princess, Protus made himself their friend. Then mustering their army, he set oars to sea once more, and Argos found itself again embroiled in civil war. This time it was Acrisius who found himself in flight, so back and forth for many years the twins kept up the fight. When neither brother won the wars, they chose to split the land, and Argos was committed to Acrisius' hand. But Protus gained the smaller city Tiryns as his own, and Cyclopses assisted him to wall it round with stone. Now at this time Acrisius was sought out by a seer, who knew the king was merciless, and bade him lend an ear. He said, because thou hast attacked thy family and kin, the blood within thee shall rise up against thee for thy sin. Since thou wouldst kill thy father's seed, thy seed shall fight thee too. Thy daughter shall conceive a son, that son shall murder you. The oracle of heaven swears that day shall surely come. The judgment of the gods is sure and cannot be undone. On hearing this, Acrisius was frightened in his core, but hated to be penitent and hardened even more. His heart, which hastened once to lead his brother to the slaughter, now overflowed with cruelty for his own only daughter. He built an outdoor prison cell and shut her up within, and lined its walls with brass so that the sun might scorch her skin. He hoped that none might lie with her sealed up in such a tomb, and so the presaged progeny might never see her womb. Now in the brazen furnace, as the heat began to rise, the persecuted princess sent a prayer up to the skies. O gods above, she sighed, I ask that you would hear my plea, and send a drop of water down, or set my spirit free. For I, the wretched Dana, know not why this woe is mine. I slighted not my father, nor offended ye by crime. I make a sacrifice to you each day and on your feasts, and try to practice every virtue taught us by your priests. But when I sin before ye, I reflect and make amends, and try to spread the love of you among my kin and friends. So, dying in this torture room, I make this one request. Please rescue me, or take me to the island of the blessed. As soon as Dana's prayer was done, she fainted from the heat, and Hermes, hearing, rose aloft with wings upon his feet. He darted from the woman's side and over all the land, and came to Mount Olympus, Dana's message in his hand. Almighty Zeus, said Hermes, being led into the court, I come into thy presence to make known a strange report. The ruler of the Argives, one Acrisius by name, is ever more defiant toward thine orders to his shame. For as he waged a war against his twin, thou hast decreed that this Acrisius in turn be murdered by his seed. So now he waxes cunning, and grows yet more wicked still. He seals his daughter in a burning room to thwart thy will. The girl now asks thine aid, and faints. Her prayer is in my hand. If thou wouldst give her succor, Lord, I wait for thy command. The princess's petition was accepted by the god, who, angered by its content, took in hand his lightning rod. I thank thee, Hermes, though I need not now thy rapid feet. My plan to rescue Dana, I myself shall see complete. Though thou couldst save the girl and slave the tyrant if I willed, I want to sow a human seed by whom this king is killed. Then Zeus spread out his arms and clapped his hands upon his rod, and lo, a cloud of gold appeared, within which was the god. Descending from Olympus, Zeus appeared on earth as mist, and entering the prison cell, fair Dana's mouth he kissed. Then Dana woke as Zeus's shower cooled the brazen room, and golden was the dewfall on the walls and on her womb. She heard the voice of Zeus beside her, bidding her, fear not, but lovingly to make with him the son whom they begot. Then Dana said, I am the servant of thy holy will. And as the golden rain poured down, her womb began to fill. Before the sunlight left the sky, she gave our hero birth, and thus the God of heaven brought to life a child of earth. Thank you. So he said I have 3 poems. I did write 3 chapters, and so I could go into the next one, but I don't want to right now. I think I will sign in again, and then it's meant to be read sequentially in like separate readings or recitations. So
Very well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's give it up. So Renato, yeah, he was inspired. He came over here. I did remember seeing him last week, and I'm glad that the poet's passion inspired you to write. He wrote a Greek mythology poem. Get into it. All right. So I'm going to read this poem. It's late.